All right, we're here in Elderidge, Alabama at the site of the former junior high school, which now serves as town hall. I'm here with Don Tucker, who is the mayor. He's most famous in my mind for being entered in the Calaveras County, California frog jumping contest and actually placed, I think he was in it at least twice. All right, and also with us are Mr. Porch, and he's going to be part of our guide team today to show us around to some of the Indian Mounds in the area. And we think there's 5 or 6 or maybe 7 Indian Mounds, including one immediately behind the school here. So that's one of the main things we want to see today. But while we're here, we wanted you to meet the mayor. Mayor, would you tell us a little bit about what's going on here with a museum concept and a plan to move forward with that?
We're hoping to have a Civil War Artifacts Museum and a Native American Museum, Artifacts Museum here. We're currently getting the grant for the money to start to build that, make that happen. Hopefully we've already got the donors to do that, with the help with Skip Tucker and Joel Mize and Wheeler Pounds and many more that's worked very hard on this project. I am simply here as a prop, to be honest with you. But they've done all the work, and they deserve a big credit for this.
Well, Don is a noted personality in his own right. He's been a little bit modest with us. He is the author of 3 books. They're mostly about fishing, because if he's an expert in anything, he's an expert at knowing where the fish are running and what streams to go fish when. And he's been known to fish all night long. So he frog gigs as well as fishes, and probably found a turtle or 2 out there in these streams.
This is my turtle man right here. This young man right here started fishing, man. He's about that high. Right. And he's one of the best I've ever had on the river with me. So.
Okay. Now, in the room around you, and you might want to just panorama around there a little bit, cameraman, is a kind of a family section of the museum. So this is already here. This is the residents have put this together beginning some time ago, and they've got a lot of great memorabilia, photos, etc., captured for preservation for people to come in and see the community of yore. So we're about preserving our culture, our family traditions, our family knowledge, and we also want to bring in the Civil War and the Native American presence in this area as part of the full picture of Elderidge, Alabama, and its importance. Now, Elderidge, Alabama was named for Elderidge Mallard. Elderidge Mallard was John Byler's son-in-law, and Byler stationed him here to collect tolls because it's at a junction road of a famous Indian road that comes through Birmingham and Jasper and into here. It's called the Chemin de la Caroline. That was the first trading route out of the Carolinas coming in to trade with interior Indians, particularly the Chickasaw in central Mississippi and the Quapaw in western Mississippi and eastern Arkansas. So again, this is an important trade route where a lot of pioneer traffic were beginning to use as the Byler Road was being built. And thus it became a major intersection, a major center of roadways coming together, bringing people together, and thus the community of Elderidge was born in 1822, one of the oldest communities in West Alabama, Northwest Alabama. And so we're proud of that community and its people today.
Very much so.
Okay, this is one of the smaller mounds that we think was occupied by Indians probably during the woodland period, and that would be consistent with other mounds that can be found along the creeks and the rivers of northwest Alabama. So that extends from Moundville, south of us, up into the Sipsey River area, and this is part of the Sipsey River tributary area where we are now.
It's a lot bigger than I thought it was, to be quite honest with you.
Just to the viewer's right is Camp Creek, and we'll be visiting some other creeks later today, creeks and rivers that have larger mounds than this one, but wanted you to see this one first. It's just behind our planned museum location.
Now tell us about that house.
Okay, that's the William Thurgood old house, and it was built in the 1800s. He was one of the original builders of the Brooklyn Bridge. He was a stonemason, and it's one of his old house. The quarry is back over the other side of the field over here.
We're down in the Sipsey River headwater area, and we're down in a location known as Walker Bottoms. You can pan around that a little bit. You can see it's a flat bottom land. Nice hayfield here. These days, probably used to grow cotton and other things in the past, but it's the area where the ground was supposedly littered with arrowheads back in the day. I spoke to a fellow by the name of Chris Dodd this week, who told me he picked up a ton of arrowheads in this location.
You walk on top if you want to. It's pretty good fun.
Do you want to talk about this mound?
Yeah, I characterize this mound as similar in overall size to the Florence Mound. It looks like it's a little bit shorter height-wise than the Florence Mound, but it's actually longer and as kind of large potentially as the Florence Mound, and it's never been explored. From this location, we're getting a summertime view of the height of the mound. Trey, the porch is at the top of the hill, and you can see him up there. You pick him out in your photo lens, and I'm down at the bottom of the mound, or I'm about 10 feet above the field level. There's 3 mounds there. Don, were you telling me that?
Yeah, I thought somebody told me there was 2 in the woods. And I don't know.
Well, I've only known about the one that's back there on the far back. Now,
let me ask you, when J.C. McCaleb built that bridge down there, did he push all that dirt up there out of them? Could he have done that?
it would have been too far.
Yeah.
Because he'd had, there's 30 acres between the Indian Mound and the river, and he'd had to push all that over on.
We're now in the Hubbardville, Alabama area. Here's a suspected mound behind me. We're along the banks of the Sipsey River. That's the Sipsey West, and we're just out of Hubbardville. So we're about a mile out of the center of Hubbardville where we stand. Right along. Sharon, what's the name of the creek that comes in here into the Sipsey? No creek?
That's a slough.
Okay.
The cattle treading it, they just don't keep eroding it. You can come right in here and you can kind of see a hump right in here.
and it had a steeper slope on these beech trees because they're not all that exposed.
That was a huge cedar. I don't believe that was down. It's been several years since I helped Lance feed.
What it looks to me, if you look through that tree right there, that old tree, that's the top of the point. It goes all the way down into that slough. Probably another 100 yards that way and 100 yards that way. All rounded off, and I think up there is gonna be that top point, and just rounds off from there.
So today we've stopped by the Elderidge Town Hall. We've visited a little bit in the family room, and then we've gone out to see the Indian Mounds in the area. So we appreciate very much Don Tucker here being our guide, and Trey being our chauffeur and our guide. So it's been very good, gentlemen, and thank you very much for your time today. And hopefully we'll enjoy seeing you at the museum here
Sounds
before
great.
long as it opens.
Yes, sir.